This guy moved here as a surfer, and my neighbor on the other side of me moved here as a surfer.
Okay, so you live by the surfers.
Oh yeah, and the one next to him is a surfer.
Do you surf?
No. Ooh, that water is dangerous.
Dorothy Lathan has been living in this home right along Ocean Beach since 1960. She knows the surfers and a lot of other people. I guess that happens at age 90. You meet people like Senator Dianne Feinstein or Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., or even my colleagues. They met Lathan on a story last year and were so struck by this gem of a lady, they told me I had to meet her too. Show us, where are you, Miss Popular, 80 over 80?
I'm right dead center, that's me.
Lathan made San Francisco's 80 over 80 list. She's contributed to this city in so many ways, but you'd likely have no idea unless you sat down for a chat. So let's cue some jazz. Her late husband's favorite. And take it from the top. Dorothy Lathan was born in Forest City, Arkansas in 1932.
I have to always tell people Forest City, Arkansas was named for Nathan Bedford Forrest, who was the first Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan. And my city reflected everything that he would have wanted. It was very, very racist, very rigidly segregated.
It was so bad that Lathan's birth was never documented. Her family was too poor for a camera, so no pictures. She didn't get a birth certificate until her 20s. This is the earliest photo you have of yourself right here.
That's the earliest.
Lathan's family left Arkansas in hopes of a better life in St. Louis. Despite little money and opportunities, she went on to college at Lincoln University. And when you got there,
I met Arthur Lathan. And he was a big man on campus. He's very highly respected, very highly regarded by everybody.
Dorothy and Arthur Lathan were married from 1953 until his passing last year. The military moved them to San Francisco in 1954. While he fought overseas in the Korean War, Dorothy began building a life in the city. There's a lot that stayed the same.
Here they have pastel-colored houses, beige and blue and yellow. I just thought they were so beautiful. Then you get on the streetcar and go to the zoo.
Some things we expect to change.
My rent was $39 a month because my husband was in service. And when he got out of service, the rent went up to $69 a month.
But other elements of the city, sadly, have nearly vanished.
You can go all day long and not see a black person in the bank, in the grocery store, on the streets. There's hardly any black presence in this city. But then there was. We had the Fillmore, we had Hunters Point, we had Ingleside.
Lathan and the history books agree that redevelopment, or urban renewal as some call it, led to the rapid decline of black and low-income people living in San Francisco. The American Housing Act of 1949, signed by President Truman, cleared the way for the demolition and rebuilding of urban neighborhoods the government considered slums. The Western Addition was ground zero for this on the West Coast, resulting in roughly 20,000 people displaced from the Fillmore district.
Then right behind that, they started closing up the housing projects. And then San Francisco became so expensive and valuable, they started offering people huge amounts of money to sell their property.
According to Bay Area census data, black people made up about 10% of San Francisco's population in 1960, 13% in 1970, it's 5% today. The Lathans dedicated themselves to keeping a black imprint on San Francisco. Among many roles, Arthur was the president of the city's NAACP chapter.
I was very politically active. Even the teachers were segregated in terms of where you got your assignments. We were assigned to Hunters Point.
In 1963, Dorothy Lathan fought SFUSD and became the first black teacher at Columbus Elementary School. After 32 years, she retired as a principal in the district.
Out of all the things I've done, what gave me the greatest joy and the greatest pleasure, it was being in the classroom. I loved working with those kids.
Then Mayor Dianne Feinstein appointed Lathan to the first rent control board and brought her along to Abidjan in West Africa when it became a sister city to San Francisco. Lathan was the first female president of Youth for Service, a city organization to help teens in need. But one of her most impactful contributions can be spotted right downtown.
We were just thinking that Africans are everywhere. And not only that, everybody came from Africa. That was a seat of humanity, of life, and that we should have a museum that reflects that.
In 2000, Lathan, along with a team that included Mayor Willie Brown, began developing San Francisco's Museum of the African Diaspora, or MOAD. It opened in 2005.
It was intended to be a black presence, to make sure there was a black component attached to the redevelopment of the city after you've had urban renewal that displaced so many blacks. Can't you at least have one thing that gives some permanence? And we're just so happy to have you.
Well, thank you, Dorothy. And without your vision, however, we wouldn't even be standing in this building.
Kitsong King has been working with MOAD almost since its inception. She is a born and raised San Franciscan.
I was very excited because we don't have anything like this in San Francisco and never have. Then in 2015, we changed our focus to being a contemporary art museum, which really then set us really on the path to where we are now and where we intend to go.
Lathan was blown away as she looked upon one of the new exhibitions, the dreams of her ancestors, a reality.
MOAD is that. I'm just so thrilled that it has survived, because so many things die. But MOAD is very vibrant.
And so is Lathan. Remember how I told you she knows everybody?
I remember you well.
On the board.
We couldn't leave the building without someone recognizing her.
She is an icon. This lady, no, I mean that.
And this man hadn't seen her in decades. We just can't get enough of Miss Dorothy Lathan. Reporting in San Francisco, Jobina Fordson, ABC 7 News.